and increases damage of that unit by 25%, plus makes it immune to, what is it, stun, snare, and something else. Mind control? Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's a fairly interesting ability. I don't know. I never really used infestors much. I just didn't see the need in them. Yeah. Then again, I suck with Zerg. Zerg's my worst race. So there you go. That could be why I didn't use infestors enough. But Overseer also received a pretty big change. It gained the infested Terran ability. They just like took it off the infestor and gave it to the Overseer. And they also gave him a contaminate ability, which costs 75 energy and makes it to where, and you use it on a building, and that building can't make units for 30 seconds. As of right now, that ability is bugged though. It apparently, if units are queued up, when that is done, those units still get made. They just can't queue up anymore. So it's still kind of bugged, but it could be useful, even in its bugged state. The netcode's apparently kind of sketchy too. Apparently there's some lag issues and some disconnect issues going on. I'm not going to really talk about that much because there was already lag and disconnect issues. Apparently it's worse, but I'm not going to be... odds are there's going to be a patch for that within like tonight, maybe tomorrow. And I don't plan on playing much tonight just because you got all the pros playing right now. Like, if I went in the 1v1 league, I'm going to get crushed, most likely, because you're going to have people that are in the platinum and leagues and shit like that probably still doing their placement matches. And I just don't want to get thrown back in the Copper League. Or not Copper, then the Bronze League. Maybe I was in the Copper League. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I just assumed I was in Bronze. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the videos to see. But now we're gonna get to the final straw, I guess, of this particular patch. The last little bit I want to talk about, and that is Ultralisks. Now, I made the joke in one of my previous videos how Ultralisks were completely useless. They were already nerfed to the point that they were just terrible units to use. They weren't worth the trouble of even making them. And what do? They nerf them further. And it's just hilarious that they one-upped me and made them even worse. So they drop their hit points, they lower their damage, but they make them do a little more damage to buildings. What is the logic behind that? They already died quickly. They already fucking did shit damage for what they cost. And, okay, they do better damage to buildings. Woohoo! If I'm facing an opponent who only uses buildings, period, great. I'm gonna beat him. That's just awesome. If I go against, like, the player who expects to win with macro only, yeah, I'm totally gonna own him with my Ultralisk army. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't get what the direction is there. You know, aren't Ultralisks supposed to be kind of epic? You know, they're the big powerhouse unit. They're like aren't they supposed to be like the Thor of fucking Zerg? Instead, they're like the... what's a good equivalent? Just a waste time unit. I'm having trouble thinking of it on this one. If the other two races have an equivalent. I don't think so. I don't think there's an equivalent fucking... just in how useless it is. Yeah. I can't think of anything. Roach came to mind, but because of the way they nerfed roaches, but that's Zerg again. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Zerg. Which is funny because I'm not a fan of Zerg as a race. I don't like Zerg at all. By the way, this was a strong nerf too. It's like they had 600 hit points. Boom, they dropped it 150. Fucking their attack, they dropped it by what, 10? Yeah, they dropped their attack by 10. So they go from 25 to 15. That's special. And then they raised their damage against buildings by, what was it, 50 or 60? So they either raised it by like 25 or 15. I can't remember which. Which, yeah, that's nice. But what about the rest of it? Why couldn't you just leave the rest of it alone? It would have made it maybe a useful class to some, or race to, or damn it, useful unit to some extent. And I don't know. I just don't get it. I guess maybe you could say the mothership is about as useless. But even the mothership, you can do some interesting tactics with it. You know, you got the vortex and shit like that. You can, in the mass stealth, you know, it has some interesting features to it. It's weak as hell. It gets dropped by focus fire just incredibly easy. And it costs a shitload to make. It's like 400 or some shit like that. Just monstrous on the cost. And dies pretty easily. But it's at least got some cool features. Ultralisk is just terrible. I don't know why it even exists at this point. But yeah, that's... Oh, damn. I'm still kind of tired. I haven't been up that long. But that's the patch as a whole. Let me just tear this paper off. I'm sitting here just scratching away at the text instead of just tearing the paper off. That's the patch as a whole. As a whole, I think this is a bit of a dud patch, you know. I mean, they wiped our accounts, which I don't really have a problem with. I expected it. And I'm kind of glad it happened because now I can try and get better placement, you know. I hated that I was going to have to work my way all the way up through the medals. And I was doing all right, you know. I was slowly working my way up, but it was still annoying. Now I'm going to have to find some way to get a hold of fucking I'm a Paladin so I can re-add him or some shit. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But, yeah, that's the patch. I don't really have much more to say other than that. I'll probably record some more tomorrow, which would be the 22nd. But, yeah, shit. Quit yawning, fucker. Stop it. Anyway. So I'll probably record some more tomorrow, but they changed this too. I just noticed that. The clock used to be different. Had like a little AM, PM thing on it that the one that lit up was what it was. That's kind of weird. It's an odd design choice to just change something randomly. What the? I hate how it randomly does that. Sometimes your pointer will just change to the bullets. But anyway, yeah. That's an odd choice to just randomly change that. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. And I will upload this in the morning. But anyway, I will see you guys later.